Have you ever just finished a book and all you want to do is talk about it? Thank God for Booktube. My friends and family are sick of hearing me talk about this book. The book I'm talking about is one of the best non-fiction books I have ever read. It is called The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks by Rebecca Skloot. Now, Rebecca Skloot was at school in a biology lesson when she came across something called HeLa cells, H-E-L-A. Her biology teacher happened to mention that the cells belonged to a woman called Henrietta Lacks. From that day onwards, Rebecca Skloot got obsessed with finding out who Henrietta Lacks was, why were her cells there, and what was the backstory. And it is a heartbreaking, really traumatic backstory, and something that I think we should all know, we should all be taught alongside the science at school, is actually what happened to Henrietta Lacks and her subsequent family. This book taught me so much about the ethics of science, about what it means to give consent, and throws up all sorts of issues around racism, the science that has been done in the past. This book began with Henrietta Lacks' death in the 1950s in Baltimore in the US, and continues to throw up many, many questions of consent about what happens to our cells after they have been taken by doctors, some in the name of research. Some of that research is then capitalised on, commercialised, and people are making huge amounts of money from Henrietta Lacks' cells. Meanwhile, her family cannot afford healthcare. This book is one of the first books I've actually ever read that has made me want to donate to a cause. And Rebecca Skloot, the author of the book, set up a foundation to help support Henrietta Lacks' family. This book really just taught me a lot about what has happened in the past, all the shady business that has gone on, the amount of medical testing and research that has targeted poor Black communities in the US, exploited them to the point where people have been injected with syphilis as part of ongoing experiments by researchers, and the people at the time decided that they didn't care about the outcome because the research was more important than the actual people they were dealing with. And it's just really heartbreaking. The book deals a lot with Henrietta Lacks' daughter and the many questions that she has about the cells that were taken, about how the family had no idea that their mother's cells were being used globally. They actually are now a multi-billion-dollar industry. The family still can't afford health insurance. And I just think this is one of those important books that everybody should read. I really recommend it for anyone who's interested in science, has some understanding of biology. Rebecca Skloot, the author, she goes between chapters of telling us what's happening in the scientific world at that time and mixing in with the very personal stories of Henrietta Lacks' family, her children, her grandchildren, her great-grandchildren. And I really felt I learned a lot about the kind of chaotic lives that people had and still have in Baltimore, in certain areas that are very deprived and that have been underfunded, and the deep mistrust that a lot of the poor Black community have for hospitals and doctors because of the many things that happened that are talked about in this book. And I just really recommend go and read this book. Go read it. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're having conversations about it with the people around you. I just think everybody needs to read this book. I'm really excited to suggest it to one of the biology teachers who are one of my colleagues at my school, because I think she's going to find it really fascinating too.